Hello guys, today I'm going to show you some African animal figurines from my collection. Here's a big truck and it's carrying a huge elephant on the trailer. Here's another truck and guess what? It's packed with animals. Let's see what we have here. Here's an oryx. We have a dromedary camel. We have a lesser kudu. Here's an okapi. Here's a rhinoceros. Here's a zebra. Here's a giraffe. We have a greater kudu. Here's a giant sable antelope. We have a Cape buffalo. Here's a hippopotamus. And here's a wildebeest. Now we're going to put the animals in their habitats. Hippos love to stay in the water. Buffaloes love to stay in the water too. This is a giant sable antelope with curly crown horns, a greater kudu with twirly horns, the stripy oryx, the tallest land animal, giraffe. Here's the stripy zebra. Zebras love to munch on grass. Here's the big and strong rhino. Rhinos love to munch on grass too. Strong and steady camel. Shy and quiet okapi. Small and stripy lesser kudu. Here's another animal from the truck. It's a warthog. We also have an impala. Impalas are fast and jumpy. Here's the wiggly-tailed warthog. Here comes some more animals on the truck. Here's a leopard. Here's a hyena. Here's a king cheetah. Here's an African painted dog. Here's a caracal. Here's a serval. Here's a lion. Here's a cheetah. Here's a jackal. And here's a fennec fox. Cheetahs are the fastest animals in the world. Here's a majestic and big cat, lion. Here's a tiny fluffy fennec fox. Smart and sneaky hyena. African painted dogs are amazing runners. King cheetah, a rare cheetah. Leopards are strong climbers. Jackals are clever and curious animals. Caracals are cool cats with awesome tufted ears. Look at the serval, long legs, big ears, and amazing jumpers. Ooh, we have one more animal left in the truck. It's a gazelle. Gazelles are fast and graceful animals. Here's the truck again with more amazing animals. Let's see what we have here. Here's a flamingo. Here's an ostrich. Here's a vulture. Here's a porcupine. We have an aardvark. Here's a ruffed lemur. Here's a new addition to my collection. It's an Endri monkey. Here's a ring-tailed lemur. Here's a chimpanzee. Here's a gorilla. Here's a mandrill. Here's a meerkat. Here's a chameleon. Here's a reed frog. Here's a black mamba. Here's a Nile crocodile. And here's a pangolin. Chameleons are magical and color-changing animals. Black mambas are long and slender snakes. Reed frogs are tiny and colorful frogs. Gorillas are the largest primates in the world. Endri monkeys are one of the coolest and loudest lemurs in the world. Chimpanzees are playful and smart animals. Mandrills are colorful, funny, and full of personality. Ruffed lemurs are fluffy, loud, and full of energy. Here's the stripy-tailed, ring-tailed lemur. Meerkats are tiny, curious, and full of energy. Here's a long-nosed animal, aardvark. Here's a fabulous, colorful, and fun flamingo. Here's a long-legged bird, ostrich. Here's the prickly and spiky animal, porcupine. Here's a big and soaring vulture. And we have the scaly and shiny pangolin. They love to eat ants and termites. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.